But Ontario Education Minister Stephen Lecce is in Oakville this afternoon making an announcement. Let's listen.
Publicly funded schools by focusing on literacy and math and raising standards across our province. These actions are critically important for creating rewarding pathways into good paying careers for our kids. And so with that, I say thank you to the amazing partners, to our advocates, to AMO, of course to our school boards, public and Catholic, English and French, all of whom encourage government to build faster and invest more so that we can renew our schools. So thank you to you all. And now with that, Ontario's Minister of Finance, Peter Bethlenfalvy. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Minister Lecce, and thank you for everyone for joining us here today. Really honored that you could be with us and all of you. You know, before I get going on some remarks, I just want to tell again, everyone, I dedicated the budget last week to my father. And he came from overseas as a young man and had the dream of leaving war-torn Europe to build a new life. And you know what, he needed to do that. And by the way, he's turning 94 today, so happy birthday, Dad. I'll see you a little bit later. But that 19-year-old who came to this country in 1949, you know, he just wanted the opportunity to get an education, to get a job, raise a family. He ended up having 3 kids. And you know what those 3 kids needed? They needed a school. So we can't welcome people from around the world without doing things, Minister Lecce, that you're doing, and through your leadership and accelerating the building of infrastructure like schools and daycare spaces, childcare spaces, is so critical to having that same dream that my father had all those years ago for everyone else here today. So thank you. And you know, it's not just about more schools. This will also benefit teachers, our great teachers right across the province. My grandmother, my mother's mother, who came from living everything behind in Hungary, she was a teacher. To my daughter, who's a teacher, to my cousin Janie, who's a teacher. You know, this is an important part of the support for education, and our future is our education and our children. So I couldn't be more proud to be standing here with you today and about the things in our budget that is helping to build Ontario and invest in things that people need, like more schools, affordable housing, hospitals, transit, highways, because over the next 10 years, we've put forward a budget of $190 billion of capital to build things like these schools so that we can accommodate our population growth. Just a few days ago, last year, we learned that our population grew in Ontario by 533,000 people. It's almost 1 million people in 2 years. You know, how are they going to get around? How are they going to be able to afford a home? And where are they going to go to school? So we're talking about the critical infrastructure and long-term assets that will make Ontario stronger in the long run. By building schools and other key infrastructure, we're heading off economic slowdowns. We're boosting prosperity and productivity for all and fueling economic growth. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build more. And as Minister Lecce said, build faster and build the things that matter most. And folks, we can't afford to wait. We're leaning into education in Ontario so that our kids have every advantage they need to succeed for generations to come. Like my father, who came all those years ago and had 3 kids, and his son standing before you today. I want that same dream for everyone, all 16 million people that call Ontario home, as the best place to live, to work, and raise a family. And that's what the 2024 budget is all about. It's our plan to rebuild Ontario's economy while supporting workers and families and businesses, a place where you can get a world-class education and get a better job with a bigger paycheck. And I'm so happy to be standing in front of you with so many skilled trades and workers and some people who build these things, because these are good jobs and they're bigger paychecks, and guess what? They're secure jobs and they're growing jobs. Because you know, Stephen, we're not stopping with this announcement today. We are going to keep going. We're going to be making announcements right across the province to build more schools, to build more highways, to build more transit, to build more hospitals, long-term care. We're going to do it around the province, and we're going to make it so you can feel safe and secure in your community, to make it feel like a better Ontario. We're getting it ready to build, and I'd now like to welcome one of our partners in getting it done, the Mayor of Oakville, Rob Burton, to the podium. Thank you very much, everyone.
What a great day for education this is in Ontario and in our town. $1.3 billion of investment in new schools is a great leap forward. Our growing province needs the 60 new and expanded schools that this investment will create. I'm grateful for the support for new schools and good education.
All right, the Ford government making an education announcement in Oakville, a significant education announcement. It will be investing $1.3 billion to support the construction and expansion of 60 schools across the province. The PCs say this will create about 27,000 student spaces. I believe the education minister is going to be taking some questions, so we'll take you back to that. The education minister, Stephen Lecce, is speaking after making an education announcement.
It's $38 million in total, supporting, roughly 600,000 meals and snacks. So we're proud of the work we're doing in Ontario in partnership with the Student Nutrition Program, the volunteers, the many seniors that run this program. We are grateful. Look, we welcome federal contribution. We want it to be enduring and sustainable, and we want to reach kids quickly. So we look forward to hearing more details from this announcement. I know it was originally committed to in previous campaigns many years ago. So let's get the dollars at the door. Let's work together to help more kids and make sure that children can go to school with a nutritious breakfast. I think in this country we could all agree we want that for every child. And we are a compassionate government. We're investing more in this respect. We'll work with any level of government and our school boards to make sure that we can support more families in need.
Thank you very much. And follow up, the feds say the money will support existing provincial programs. So what work has Ontario done to identify which schools and which food programs will get the funding?
Well, we have a program in roughly 7 in 10 schools today. Wherever there is a need, we have nutrition programs. Those are running actively daily. And of course, we look forward to getting more details from the feds. They made this announcement just days ago. They've yet to release much of the details. When they do, we'll be working with them lock and step to get those dollars out the door to feed more kids, make sure that in this amazing, prosperous nation, every child can get to school with a full, nutritious breakfast. I think we could agree that's the basic expectation of our community, of our school boards, of our government coming together. So we look forward to working with them and our school boards to get those dollars out the door.
Good afternoon, Minister. Walter from City News. We want to switch to a different municipality. The Toronto District School Board says they are faced with a structural deficit. Is the province going to allow the board to lift the moratorium on school closures so they can consolidate and use the $16 million proceeds to generate by a sale of surplus property to that gap?
One of the big priorities of school boards has been the need to build more schools. And so today we're focused on building more schools for the people of Ontario with a more than doubling of the funding. Our Premier is sending a message to communities across Ontario that we're going to do a better job and move faster and smarter to build for the future so that kids can learn in modern STEM-focused schools. That's our commitment today, to build new schools. And so we're going to focus on that for the time being. We'll obviously work with all school boards. We expect them to do what every board is doing, which is coming up with a balanced budget, and that's our expectation. But having said that, today I think will be good news for every board in Ontario, as communicated from their own associations, Catholic and public, that this is a positive step forward, building modern schools, investing more funding so that we can build better schools, new schools in Toronto and frankly in small towns and big cities across this province.
That concludes our press conference. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.